Hi, you guys, it's Ruby from Oofy Scraps, and today I'm actually doing something a little bit different. I am sharing a layout, a 12 by 12 layout for my 2020 album. So I'm all caught up with 2021, I'm to date with 2022, and now I'm going backwards to try and catch up on previous years. So in 2020, I already had started an album with a few layouts, and I was doing 12 by 12, so I decided to continue with that trend. These are some funny photos, maybe a little weird to you guys if you don't know the backstory, but I ran track in high school and in college and ended up with a torn labrum in my hip, torn labrum in my hip. Sorry, I like mumbled that. Um, and it's a pretty common injury that lots of athletes get. I think three other people on my team while I was there had the same injury. And it was something I had for multiple years, and I was able to keep up with it through physical therapy. But once I was done competing, I got hip surgery to repair it. So just so I didn't have any long-term issues. And again, this was in 2020. I'm 2 years post-surgery. No, I'll be 2 years post-surgery in the summer. And I'm fine. I still run. I still lift weights. I walk around. I have some hip discomfort, but it's a lot better than it was before. It was at the point before where like I couldn't sit in the car for a long time or walk up hills. So, anywho, I got this surgery. I have some funny pictures. This is just really one funny picture of me right when I got out of surgery. And then the other photo is me like laying in bed, which is where I spent a lot of time. And luckily, this was during quarantine or like shortly. I mean, it was during quarantine, definitely, but it wasn't during like the peak of crazy quarantine. But still, I was home. I didn't have to be anywhere else. My boyfriend was able to stay and help out, and my mom was around. And as crazy and maybe like, I don't know if it sounds bad or terrible, I kind of really enjoyed this time. I put a lot of pressure on myself to be productive, and even if I'm not like working or going to school, I'm creating projects and doing things like that to push myself. And because I literally could not do anything, this gave me kind of an excuse, or like it gave me the license to relax a little bit. But this was actually a big point in my channel on YouTube. I started my channel on the 4th of July, I think of 2020. But I got this surgery in August, I think. And this is a time when I was really producing a lot of videos because right before my surgery, my mom and I went and bought so much scrapbook supplies together. She was like, "You need to have something to do." Unfortunately, after my surgery, I couldn't sit like at all. And if I could sit, I couldn't sit like straight up. I had to kind of like lean so my hip wasn't bent, and I couldn't sit for very long. But as I recovered more and more, I was able to sit and scrapbook. So, anyways, all of that to say, I'm really grateful to be better. I'm grateful to have had this opportunity to get the surgery, to have a really good surgeon, to have had a really good response to the surgery, and to be active and running and all of that still in my daily life. So, anyways, the page, I used this bluish color that kind of matched the hospital-y colors of things. And it's like a floral print. And then I'm doing some washi tape clusters. I'm using some labels, some tabs. I have this circle here and now ephemera piece that's from a Citrus Twist kit order that I had. And I'm just doing a layered kind of a thing. So I have a photo of me in the hospital looking like out of it, and then a photo of me laying in bed. They made me get this machine that's really meant for knee surgeries, and you like lay in it and turn it on, and it basically like bends and straightens your knee. But the idea was it was like keeping your leg moving or something. I thought it was kind of strange. But I was on crutches for a couple weeks, I think, and that was depressing. Crutches are so depressing. I had crutches one time in college for a day because they thought that my hip problem was a leg length discrepancy, which means your legs are two different lengths, which can cause pain in your hips and whatever. So they put me on crutches to see if I took all the weight off, if it would help. And I had to go to school, and we had a very big campus, and most people biked at my school, so the campus was really large. So walking was on crutches was just absolutely depressing. So crutches was terrible. Luckily, I wasn't really going anywhere besides my bedroom to the living room slash kitchen, and I had to ask for so much help, which luckily I had helpful people around. But I like anytime I needed anything, it'd be like I'd get to a room and then I'd be like, oh, I forgot my water bottle. I forgot my laptop. I forgot my phone. I need a phone charger. I need some chapstick. So I eventually just started carrying a backpack around. So I'd carry a small backpack on my back and I could put my phone, my water bottle, my chargers, whatever stuff I was using from place to place. And my boyfriend would be there to help me, but then every now and then he'd be like playing video games with his friends and it'd be like a locked in 30-minute game he couldn't get up from. So he'd be like, do you need anything else before I sit down? I won't be available for 30 minutes. And it was just funny. So, anyways, I'm far from this time in my life, so I'm very much recovered, but I definitely want to document it. I think that it's a big, important memory in my life and kind of a transition from competing athletically to just being an exercising, healthy, regular person, which is definitely a weird adjustment. But I'm adding some more ephemera. These are a few pieces from like a celebratory and summer kit. So I did get this in August and it felt like kind of like, oh great, now that it's summer, I can't walk or go in the pool or anything. So I put like the hello summer and then hooray because it was nice to have had this surgery done. And luckily they gave me a nerve block so I couldn't feel anything. Like I had hardly any pain. The only thing was it was hard to get comfortable to sleep. And again, I couldn't really sit at a desk to scrapbook, which was a little annoying. But overall, I think that the surgery was a lot less bad. Like, it wasn't as bad as people made it out to be. Everyone else was like, oh, it's terrible. You can't walk. You can't sleep. But it wasn't that bad. So, anyways, that is that. I'm just continuing the layers. I've added some tags and just all kinds of different layers in here to build up that look I love. You guys know I love a full maximalist layered look. And now I'm adding some stamping. So this is a little adventure kit stamp set from Ali Edwards. And I think I'm just adding, there's some like more doodly, yeah, like these are like some little doodly situations. And I've been trying to use my stamps more, even if it's just a little thing like this, pulling it out, remembering to use them, finding ways to incorporate them, adding that extra layer of a different kind of like material, a different media, something I'm trying to do in the year of 2022. So I pulled out these stamps and just added a little bit of these black swirly dotted lines for some embellishments. But yeah, I like the way this page turned out. It's fun. I think I add journaling. If I don't, I probably should go back and add journaling because it's definitely like a journal worthy situation. And I don't have the date on here, but I will add that after the fact. In that top left corner, there's like a, what is it called? A label, a blue label, and I will add the date with my roller date stamp later on. So now I'm adding these like pile of X's stamp as well, just to bring some black in because I did use black washi tape. I don't really know. Oh, I used the black and white heart paper, so that's why I used the black washi tape. And I wanted to add a little bit more black into the layout. And I think that the leaves on this paper might be black. They could also be dark blue. But I think that's mostly what I do with this page. I like the way it turns out. I'm adding a little bit of gold color mist. I think it's a Tim Holtz one, and it's technically copper, but it's pretty gold. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.